It's a crazy little thing called Lovdev. It's a podcast where I talk about random topics, all the bad luck I've had this week. I'm telling you, mate, wait for it. It's episode 157, The Kid from Frosties. Not gonna believe what's happened to me. I have struck bad luck twice in a week. In a space of, 7 to 14 days. I've hit some really bad luck, guys. Got caught speeding. I know. The worst thing is, you lot knowing it, I did a speeding awareness course. So I can't even get away with that. And then unexpectedly, I received another speeding ticket in the post, and I was like, is this the same one? No, these are both different county police forces. One was South Yorkshire, and the other was the West Midlands Police. I can't believe it. I'm going to get 6 points on my driving licence for speeding. The last time I had points on my licence, I think it was failing to give details or something. I had an accident. Long story, basically. The bloke could have got my details. He didn't want to take it. Anyway, so, oh, God, 6 points. What am I going to do? Basically, I'm going to have to just drive the national speed limit. And it wasn't even on the suburban roads. It was on the motorway. And I feel like so unfortunate, both of them. It's those speed cameras, you know, the ones they have, the ones that are on the bridge. When I say a bridge, I mean like it looks like a bridge. The speed, you know what I'm on about. When you go past them, folks, just don't follow any other car. Don't be up their arse, because that's what happened to me. Middle lane hogger, you know I hate them. I was behind this guy. I was trying to overtake him, basically. There was a vehicle on my right, and he was doing the same speed as me. And I thought, right, let him overtake, and then I can go in the fast lane and overtake this car that's hogging the middle lane. The car on the right decided to slam his brakes just before the cameras. So I had to slam my brakes, and I ended up not hitting him, but I ended up getting flashed because that twit wouldn't... If he overtook... And I could have overtook. I don't think anything would have happened. But because he slammed, I had no reaction, no time to overtake this vehicle. And I ended up with 3 points. And I'm really annoyed about that. But the second one, I was just overtaking this van who was proper speeding. We were both speeding and we got flashed. So I can't say anything about that. But the second one, I do disagree with it. So 6 points. Well done to me. That's what, a £200 fine. My insurance is going to increase by loads. It's my own fault. I can't even cry about it, can I? You're all thinking, you shouldn't have been speeding then, Dev. That's basically it. You've landed yourself in the frigging gutter. You did a speed awareness course for the third time. I think to myself, am I actually a speeder then? I've done 3 speed awareness courses, and I've got caught twice within 7 days. And do you know what? I'm just going to have to laugh about it. That's all. So now when I go and do my gigs, I stick to the speed limit now. That's it. I put my car on 70. I don't go any faster now. I don't care how long I think that's what it is. Like, I like to get home on time. Do you know what I mean? That's basically what the problem is. Get home on time. And I don't know why. What does 10, 20 minutes difference really make? Not a lot, in all honesty. I just need to just drive sensibly. Maybe the A roads, I can put my foot down a bit. But that's a problem in my car. My DPF filter light comes on, and that usually indicates that I haven't cleaned out the junk, and I need to, like, proper put my foot down on the car. Now I can't even do that. I'm too scared to do that now. I can't win, basically. Can't win. Anyway, I don't know why I had to start the podcast with that. I tried to let the car insurance people know, and they were like, "We need the code. What code? What ticket did you get?" And DVLA haven't even told me. So I checked online, and that's not coming up either. They obviously got to update my details. But when I call them again the second time, they're going to be thinking, this guy's dangerous, man. You got caught twice. Why does he drive? Why do you love driving so fast? I don't drive fast on the normal roads. It's just the motorway. Anyway, I don't need to explain myself to you lot. You lot already have had enough of my filth and disgusted with my speeding. I don't blame you, folks. So let's continue with the podcast. I was going to do a topic. Which one was? Oh, before I do the topic, I've got this nasty cold. You probably already can tell from my voice. I've always got a cold in it. All the time, man. I feel like I'm getting everything, just bad looks happening to me. I can't believe it. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just do a thingy, man. Look at me getting into a strap. Let's just do a topic. I was going to do, am I the a-hole? I've just read the title of it and I thought, I like this. So here it is, folks. Am I the a-hole? This one's been put up by Big Girl. Big Girl is asking, am I the a-hole for supporting my nephew after he taught his golden child brother a lesson he will never forget? Oh, let's see what it's all about then. So I'm 31 male and my brother is 40 and he has two sons. There's Jack and there's James, right? Jack's 16 and James is 13. Jack was born when my brother was still in college. He didn't want a child at the time. Him and his girlfriend struggled for a while, managing their studies and raising a child. Thankfully, our parents were supportive and helped him. I also helped in any way I could. Eventually, he finished his studies, landed a job at 27, got married to his girlfriend. Then they had their second child, who's James, and was born. Both of them spoiled him a lot. Whenever our parents or I said anything, they claimed James was their planned child. And since they were in a good position, James deserved it. So the younger one deserved it. At the same time, they neglected Jack. They gave James expensive gifts, toys, clothes, snacks, everything. The saddest part is that Jack never once complained. I watched that kid be happy just because his brother was happy opening his gifts. What a lovely brother. James, on the other hand, was spoiled rotten. He constantly compared his things to Jack, and if Jack ever got something good from someone, he wanted it as well. The problem kept growing. Negligence towards Jack was worse, and James started taking advantage of it. He began getting Jack grounded for things he did, and their parents always believed James no matter what. Over the years, I saw the sparkle in Jack's eye fade. Oh, that's terrible. Now the incident happened Christmas. To be clear, I love both of my nephews. I don't approve of James' behaviour, but I blame the parents, not the kids. So for Christmas, she bought both of them a Nintendo Switch. Jack wanted one for years and he almost cried when I gave it to him. He hugged me and thanked me. But James, the little brat, he hated it, saying, I want a PS5, not this. And he threw it away. I didn't care because I did my part. Whatever he did with his gifts was none of my concern. I was not going to enable this kid like his parents did, she's put. A few days after Christmas, Jack come knocking on my door. The kid was crying and shaking. I let him in. He calmed down. I asked him what happened. To keep it short, after I gave them both a Nintendo Switch, Jack wasn't happy with it. He played Zelda whenever he had the time, and he was having so much fun that didn't sit well with James. To ruin Jack's fun, Jack broke his own console, cried to his mom, claiming that his brother broke it, Jack broke it. Oh, God. Their mom believed him, snatched Jack's console, gave it to James, and grounded Jack. Jack just lost it this time. Years of unfair treatment finally got to him. He grabbed James by the neck, go on, Jack, and started choking him. He said he didn't know what came over him, but his mum screaming and beating couldn't stop him. He just saw red. He started screaming at James, demanding him to tell the truth. James was struggling and begging Jack to release him. And finally, James admitted the truth and Jack let go. James was left gasping for air and Jack ran away straight to my apartment. After a while, I received a phone call from my brother asking me to send Jack home because he had a lot to answer for. Jack wanted to return home to face the consequence alone, but I went with him. When we arrived, I saw James visibly terrified of Jack. He has never faced any consequences for his actions before, and it looked like Jack's anger had truly scared him. My brother started screaming at Jack, but I stopped him. I asked James in front of everyone, why did he do what he did? He didn't say anything at first, but when I pushed it, he finally admitted Jack was having too much fun and it irritated him. The kid was so spoiled that someone else's happiness bothered him. Oh my God. His mum started to defend him, saying he's just a kid, blah, blah, blah. I stopped her and sent Jack outside to sit in my car. Then I left my brother have it. I told him everything, how he had failed as a father, how he had neglected Jack, and how he spoiled James to the point of making him a terrible human being. My brother just listened. He didn't say a word. His wife tried to say something, but this time he shut her up. It looked like reality had finally hit him. He finally realized his younger son was becoming a terrible person. I told him that if they hated Jack so much, the elder son, I could take him. Then I left and took Jack back to my apartment. Now Jack is here with me. His mother has been blowing up on my phone saying I was cruel to James and I shouldn't have meddled in their family affairs. She accused me of favoritism towards Jack. I didn't reply to her. I haven't heard anything from my brother yet, but maybe he's still processing his mistakes. Wow. For now, Jack is with me, playing games, he's studying, he's such a good kid, and if his parents don't want him back, I plan to support him and until he graduates and gets on his feet. Wow. She says, yeah, am I the a-hole for taking Jack's side? Oh. Now, that's a long story, first of all. I kind of get the drift of the whole, man, it must be tough for that Jack, obviously. Like, he's the older brother, and older brothers always know best, don't they? But because of the circumstances of when they had their first child, they were both studying, they were both young. They must have been, like, really young. Just in their teens, I'm guessing, when they had Jack. Or was it James? I'm confused now. Because they're both the older one. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, he's basically been neglected. They've been studying. They were young. They probably didn't even know how to raise this kid. And it feels like they've blamed him for a lot of things. Like, he's the reason why they didn't, I don't know, progressed in life, or it feels like he was a burden, basically. But that's their own fault for obviously having whatever they did and ended up with a child. That's their own fault, really. They should have been a bit more precautious. But end of the day, that boy's auntie is an absolute legend. She's obviously seen that the kid's not happy. The other one is spoiled little brat, and he gets whatever he wants. He gets away with things. He blames it on his older brother, and his older brother gets beatings or whatever. And his auntie, fair play to her, man. There's not many families out there that would do that. I don't know. I'm not saying it would, but if that was my sister, I'm not saying she wouldn't, but would my sister do that? Would she take my eldest off me and go, you don't know how you're looking after your kid? I'll do it. I'll look after your child. There's a lot of love there that I think, obviously, she can see. Maybe the parents are a bit blind, and I think there's a lot of grudge and judgment towards the eldest. I think having that little break from the eldest will make them realise how much their child actually generally means to them. And especially the little brother, he will feel it more than the parents, because he's going to be like, even though I'm jealous of my brother, I do actually love him. And he's going to feel that. So I think the auntie has done the best thing. Take the child away. Stay with the auntie as long as you want. They will come running back, and they will come crying back, and they will apologise. Maybe it will iron things out. I don't know. I'd love to know how this story gets on further. Very interesting. But to answer the auntie's question, you're not really the a-hole for taking out the child. I think you've done the best thing, in all honesty. If it wasn't you, it would be social services. And obviously, the parents don't want that, do they? Nobody wants that. Yeah, fair play to you, man. Well done. You are not the a-hole. So this weekend, I'm heading to Liverpool for the second time to do Laughter House. I'm in the middle. It should be a good gig. I'm looking forward to that. I've got to shed loads of gigs. This Saturday, I mean, I don't know why I'm telling you, because by the time you've heard this, it's happened, and there is no way you're going to make it. I thought I'd just tell you this, you know. So tonight I'm in Liverpool. Saturday I am in Leicester Comedy Festival. I'll be doing a show called The Best in Class, which is basically working class comedians. There's a showcase for us, which was organised by Sean Davies. My regular listeners know this, and I did the lineup in 2022 at Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So that's taking part this Saturday in Leicester, and I will be basically part of the lineup. We're raising money for the new 2025. Yes, there's a new 2025 Best in Class lineup. I'm going to give you the names of all of the acts that will be taking part. They have been chosen. It was announced yesterday. It was announced yesterday on the Best in Class Facebook group and all the other social medias. So, massive congratulations to all of the people who have been chosen. They are Sean Oyser, Danny Scott, Matt Pugsley, Justina Salskety, Al Stevenson, Gabriel McPherson, and Ibs Sessi. And not only that, I don't know any of them. I think they're all London-based. The only one I know is the wonderful Hannah Wheatman. Yeah! Hannah Wheatman is a local Birmingham girl. I saw her a few years ago. It was during COVID times, I think. I got to see Hannah. Very new on the circuit. Very good. Very funny. Very likeable. She's a lovely girl. I do like Hannah. She's a nice girl, man. She's like a young sister when I see her. She's like a really young sister to me. So well done to Hannah Wheatman and everyone else who will be doing Best in Class. If you want to raise some money for us, not for me, for them, so they can get to Edinburgh, because they're all working class comedians. None of them got any money. Do you know what I mean? If you fancy giving a tenner, even a tenner's fine, man. You got a tenner? Chuck it in. There is a fundraising GoFundMe page that has been set up by Sean, who founded Best in Class. So all you need to do, if you just type in Best in Class Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, they're everywhere, and you'll see the page. Give it a like. You'll find a link to donate some money. Yeah, and that'll be fantastic. So I'm doing that this Saturday. And then on Sunday, I've got my awkward solo show. I am very nervous about it. It's the first time I'm doing it. I've never done it before. I've never trolled it before. It's just going to be me and a load of other material that I've done in the past, and some of it is very new. It's going to be a workshop. It's going to be a complete workshop. I've charged people money to come in. They're going to be like, what have we paid, man? But I might just give it them back. I don't know. It depends how the whole event goes, isn't it? That's all I can say. But yeah, do come down. Well, you can't come down because it's finished. So I'll tell you. I'll tell you on the following Monday how it went. And it. As long as I don't get another speeding ticket, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine.
Ask the UK.
It's Ask the UK. I haven't done Ask the UK in a while. It's been a while, isn't it? Ask the UK. Yeah, let's do one. Now, this one, I just read the title and I thought, I like this. I don't even know if I've got anything on it. I'm just going to do it. It's been put up by somebody called Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom is asking, what's the weirdest rumour that went around your school? The weirdest rumour that went around my school? I think one was to do with a girl who, I'm not going to say her name for GDPR reasons. Let's call her Debbie. Debbie was apparently lived in a squatter's house. I don't know how true that was, but all the kids were like, she lives in a squatter house. She's got 10 dogs and 5 cats. And yeah, there was stuff like that, and there was just saying all the families like scabbies. I think that was the biggest rumour, or the weirdest rumour. Whether it was true or not, I don't know. But the way she presented herself, it did appear that. I reckon it was just made up, some of it. I reckon there was some truth, and some of it wasn't true. She probably just lived in a council estate, but it looked like she lived in a squat. Who knows, man? It was back in the 80s. 79, I started school. Not 79. What am I talking about? 89. 89, I started secondary school. Yeah. There's not many routes. I might think of some later on. Legion of Doom said when he was in year 7, there was a rumour that was going around that the kid from Frosties, it's gonna taste great. The advert had killed himself by sticking 2 pencils up his nose and slammed his head on a desk. Oh, God. Because he was bullied for being in the advert. I remember a girl crying about it. Oh, is he on about any rumour? I don't know if that's true. Is that true? That the kid from Frosty's advert killed himself because he kept getting bullied? Oh my, that's horrific if it is. There's only one way we're gonna find out. Yeah, you already guessed it. Let's ask chat LGBT.
A few moments later.
Chat LGBT's instantly gone into this. It hasn't even flinched. Saying the Frosties kid rumour was everywhere back in the day. I've never heard about this. It was an absolute playground legend. The amount of people who swore they knew someone who had proof was insane. At my school, one of the weirdest rumours was that a teacher was secretly an MI5 spy. He was just a quiet, middle-aged geography teacher, but because he had this mysterious past, apparently he worked abroad for years and spoke loads of languages. People decided he was undercover. Some kids even claimed they saw him talking into his watch or using a secret hand signal. The poor guy just wanted to teach about Obox lakes in peace. Another classic was the janitor had a twin brother who took turns without working shifts with him, but they never let on. Kids spent months trying to catch them together to prove it. They never did. What about you? Any other wild ones from your school days? This is weird because Chat LGBT is telling me that... Why is it telling me this? Like, it's never done that. It's giving me another kid's rumour. How does he even know? Right, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. He's Chat LGBT's on one today. So I think he has answered the question. Yes, that's exactly the kind of weird school rumour that spreads like wildfire. The Frosties kid suicide myth was one of the biggest urban legends of the 2000s. Everyone seemed to know it happened, but there was zero evidence. The truth, the actor in the advert is alive and well, and the whole story was just a bizarre playground myth. It's crazy how school rumours take on a life of their own. One person says it as a joke, another exaggerates it, and suddenly someone's crying in the hallway because they're convinced it's real. Did you believe it at the time, or did you question it? Now, Chat LGBT is asking me that question. I don't think it was real, because I was trying to work out if you did stick two pencils up your nose, what would actually happen? You'd cause a lot of damage, I'm guessing. Would it actually go in? I don't want to know. Actually, I don't want to know. It's too graphic. My podcast is not made to be that graphic. I want to know, like, urban legends, like urban school stories. That's what I want to know. What happened in your school? Like, that example I gave where everyone said she was living in a squat. That was true. Everyone was spreading that. This girl's this and this girl's that. To make it worse, even the teacher once said, she said, "Oh my God, this room stinks of cat piss." That's what she generally said. The room stinks of cat wee. Cat's wee, she said. The room stinks of cat wee. And I knew who she was pointing at. She was pointing it at the girl who everyone claimed that she was living in a squat. I don't know. There's loads on here, though. There's loads on here. I do like it, but I like local legends because I always find them more funnier. I don't know about you lot, but I do. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick weird news story because I've got loads of things to do today and I need to edit this, get it out. I've got to go up to Liverpool in a bit and I still sound and feel bunged up. So let's crack on with today's weird news story. Flight passenger ignites debate after being told to climb over the seatmate for a bathroom break. What's this all about? Passengers on an aeroplane told to climb over other passengers? I don't know what's going on in the world. Here is the article. Says whether you prefer a window seat, an aisle seat, or getting stuck in the middle on your next flight, access to the restroom usually isn't a common concern. One Reddit user recently posted about taking a bathroom break becoming an issue, writing, "So what's the protocol when you need to get up and you're in their seat?" The post was subsequent to an apparent incident with an aisle seatmate with a potty response. The traveller chronicled the dilemma and shared how they needed to exit the row in order to take a mid-flight bathroom break. During the flight, I needed to get up for the toilet. I asked the man beside me if I could get out, and he went to move, the Reddit user wrote. The middle seat passenger was ready to stand without a fuss. But to the window seat traveller's surprise, the aisle seat passenger, he didn't want to stand up and presented a surprising alternative. When the man in the aisle looked over at me, He made a motion for me to go through the gap in front of me. He wrote, the situation caused the Reddit user to become perplexed. The two men in the seat in front of me both have their laptops open, and frankly, I didn't fancy clambering over other humans just because the aisle man was inconvenienced, the traveller continued. Again, the user said duty was calling and they needed to use the facility. Regarding the suggestion to climb over, the flyer plushed that idea down the toilet. I told him no, I won't. His motions again tells me go around. Wow. The other user wrote, after a bit of back and forth, the passenger in the window seat finally let it out and was apathetic about the need to use the bathroom. I said no, I won't fit, and please will you let me out, said the traveller. The aisle man clearly very upset that I had to ask him to move. Who's in the right here? The post continued. Reddit users responded to the thread with some sharing thoughts on how the situation should have been handled. One user said the aisle passenger should have stood up to allow the window seat passenger to access the bathroom without any issue. It is aisle responsibility to move more people in their own row. Other replies implied that an aisle seat passenger knows it's part of the deal when you're sitting there. One person said they choose the aisle seat out of convenience, and it's understood that seatmates will likely need a bathroom break. I love the aisle. I can't get up to go to the bathroom whenever I want it, and when the middle and window needs to go to the restroom, it's a great excuse to stretch my legs. Others said they would have immediately rebuked the option of climbing over to use it. Like, come on, man, just get up, a user replied. If you're seated in the window, there are ways to ask a seatmate to let you exit the row, according to an expert. Oh, here you go. So if you're ever in the window aisle and you need to get to the toilet, there's a way to do it. Let's see if it is telling us. Always be cautious. If you feel nature's calling, be pleasant in the best approach on a flight, said Pamela, who's the president of the Protocol School of Washington in D.C. Lean over and smile, give them eye contact if possible, and say, could you please excuse me? And then unbuckle yourself. Begin to stand in a non-verbal motion. By beginning to stand, physically alert the person in the aisle that you need to depart the row. When you return, always say thank you and smile. Try excusing yourself before or after food. So apparently this expert said, next time to exit a row, directly after the seatbelt sign has been turned off, after your flight crew confirms it's safe to move. We know that. If it's an emergency to use the toilet and the seatbelt sign is on, you can use the call button to summon the flight attendant. Basically, if you got the runs, you can call the flight attendant. How to handle a rude plane passenger. Here you go, like you lot don't know. Sit down and press the flight attendant button for assistance. Let them be the mediator and de-escalate the issue. This is what E-Ring says. There you have it. It was basically someone on an aeroplane wanted to have a number two. And the guy in the aisle seat, where it splits the other side of the plane, wouldn't budge. I think that's quite rude, actually. Maybe that other one didn't ask him nicely, but how can you make someone climb over? Like, how bizarre is that? That's people power, that is. That's basically what that is. Annoying, innit? Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Like I said, I wanted to do it quick, brief. I've got loads of other stuff to do. I hope you have a good week, and I'll tell you all about the awkward show, hoping it wasn't awkward, next week. Take care of yourselves. Ta-da now.